Ever pondered what would happen if we breathed something other than air? Let's dive into the science of breathing, shall we? We humans, like many other organisms on this beautiful planet, are aerobic creatures. This means we need oxygen to survive. Each breath we take is a complex exchange of gases, where we inhale oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide. Now, the air we breathe isn't just oxygen. It's a cocktail of different gases, the major ones being nitrogen, making up roughly 78%, and oxygen, around 21%. The remaining 1% is a mix of argon, carbon dioxide, neon, helium, and other trace gases. Each of these gases plays a vital role in our respiratory process. Nitrogen, although not directly used by our bodies, maintains the balance of the air we breathe, preventing us from inhaling pure oxygen, which can be harmful. Oxygen, as you may guess, is essential for our cells to produce energy, while carbon dioxide, a waste product of cellular respiration, is expelled from our bodies with every breath we exhale. But what about the other gases? Well, they're not just fillers. For example, argon, although inert, helps in maintaining the Earth's temperature. And then there's neon, which, while it doesn't play a role in our survival, lights up our world in vibrant colors when used in neon lights. However, the air isn't always just this simple mix of gases. Other gases can enter the mix, both naturally and due to human activities. Some of these gases can have potential effects on our health. So it's clear that we need air, specifically oxygen, to survive. But what happens when other gases enter the mix? Let's delve deeper in the next scene. Now, suppose we introduce a different gas into our breathing environment, like those emitted from a gas stove. What happens then? Recently, there's been a rising tide of concern about the contribution of gas stoves to indoor air pollution. It seems that the blue flame we've long associated with home-cooked meals might be cooking up something far less appetizing: respiratory problems. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission is now considering a ban on gas stoves due to these concerns. But why is this happening? The answer lies in the invisible fumes that these stoves emit. When you cook on a gas stove, it releases lung irritants into the air you breathe. Over time, these irritants can cause respiratory issues, with children being particularly vulnerable. Some studies have even linked gas stove use to childhood asthma. Now, gas stoves aren't the only sources of indoor pollution, but they're significant contributors. About a third of households in the U.S. currently use natural gas stoves. That's a lot of homes potentially filling their kitchens, living rooms, and lungs with harmful pollutants every time they cook. Even more concerning, the impact of these stoves extends beyond human health. Methane leaking from natural gas stoves in the U.S. is estimated to be equivalent to the emissions of 500,000 gasoline-powered cars annually. That's a hefty contribution to our overall greenhouse gas emissions. But it's not all doom and gloom. The CPSC is considering measures to address this issue. They may require new homes to be built with electric stoves or high-efficiency exhaust vents. They could also set new rules for gas stove ventilation. This way, we can still enjoy our home-cooked meals without the side serving of pollutants. Indoor air pollution, it seems, is a more significant issue than most of us realize. So what's being done about this invisible threat? Well, there's talk of a ban on gas stoves. For years, we've been cooking our meals on gas stoves, blissfully unaware that these common household appliances might be impacting our health. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, or CPSC, is considering a ban on the production of new gas stoves due to concerns about indoor air pollution and its impact on health, particularly among children. Gas stoves have been linked to respiratory problems, and the CPSC is taking these health risks seriously. They are planning to open a public comment period in March to discuss the hazards posed by gas stoves. One of the solutions being considered is requiring all new homes to be built with electric stoves or high-efficiency exhaust vents. However, if you already own a gas stove, there's no need to panic. The CPSC has clarified that existing gas stoves won't be removed, but new products would need to comply with the regulations. Currently, natural gas stoves are used in about a third of households in the U.S. This potential ban could therefore have a significant impact. Several lawmakers have called for safety standards and warnings to address the health risks of gas stoves, particularly in communities disproportionately affected by air pollution. The health risks are real. Studies have found that cooking with gas stoves releases lung irritants and has been linked to childhood asthma. But the CPSC isn't just considering a ban. They could also implement new rules for gas stove ventilation to improve indoor air quality. In the meantime, users may consider using high-efficiency range hoods, opening windows, or using air purifiers to improve indoor air quality. Some households may even choose to switch to electric induction stoves for both health and environmental reasons. After all, methane leaking from natural gas stoves in the US is estimated to be equivalent to the emissions of 500,000 gasoline-powered cars annually. While a ban on gas stoves might seem drastic, it's clear that something needs to be done to address this health risk. But if gas stoves are potentially harmful, what are the alternatives? Let's delve into the world of options that can replace gas stoves, with an eye towards health and environmental impact. One such alternative is the electric stove. Electric stoves eliminate the risk of indoor air pollution associated with the burning of natural gas. They provide a clean and efficient method of cooking without the release of lung irritants found in gas stove emissions. Another alternative is the high-efficiency exhaust vent. This isn't a replacement for a stove, but rather an addition to your kitchen setup. High-efficiency exhaust vents work by quickly removing cooking fumes, thereby reducing the concentration of pollutants in the indoor air. This can be particularly helpful in houses where gas stoves are in use, but it's also beneficial with any type of stove to ensure optimal air quality. Then we have the induction stove, a technological marvel in the world of cooking. Induction stoves use electromagnetic fields to heat cookware directly, rather than heating the air around it. This results in a highly energy-efficient cooking process, with the added benefit of avoiding the harmful pollutants that can come from burning gas. But the benefits don't stop at health. The environmental impact of these alternatives is noteworthy. Electric and induction stoves, for example, can be powered by renewable energy, making them a greener choice. Moreover, the reduction in methane emissions from not using gas stoves is significant. In fact, it's estimated that the methane leaking from natural gas stoves in the US is equivalent to the emissions of 500,000 gasoline-powered cars annually. By switching to these alternatives, we can potentially make a substantial dent in those emissions. It's a change that not only benefits our health, but also contributes to the fight against climate change. So, whether it's for the air in your home or the air in our atmosphere, it's clear that alternatives to gas stoves are a breath of fresh air. As we can see, there are several alternatives to gas stoves that can help improve indoor air quality. So what does this mean for our future breathing environment? As we move away from gas stoves and towards cleaner alternatives, the air within our homes is set to change. This shift is not just about reducing indoor air pollution, but also about transforming our overall breathing environment. We're entering an era where the air in our homes will be cleaner, safer, and more conducive to our health. The shift from gas to electric stoves or high-efficiency exhaust vents is likely to reduce the indoor release of lung irritants, potentially decreasing the incidence of respiratory problems like asthma. But this is just the beginning. As we continue to understand the importance of indoor air quality, we may see further changes. Perhaps we'll embrace more green building materials, which not only reduce energy consumption but also minimize off-gassing of volatile organic compounds. Or maybe we'll see a rise in air purifying technologies as households take active steps to improve their indoor air quality. However, this future isn't guaranteed. It depends on our continued awareness and insistence on breathing clean, safe air. It requires us to support regulations that prioritize our health and the health of our environment. It calls for us to be vigilant, to question, and to demand better. Research into the impact of indoor air quality on our health is still ongoing. As we continue to learn more, we must be ready to adapt, to change our habits and our homes, to safeguard our health. In the end, it's not just about what we're breathing, but how what we're breathing affects our health. So next time you inhale, give a thought to the air you're taking in.